Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe so you could get tuned in to all kinds of content, videos, etc., etc., etc. Take the time right now to hit that like button. Come on, man. Come on, girl. Hit that like button. This is the Stinger. The Stinger audio. Put it in your face. Yes. From the side. That is the MT 2000.1. This is the big dog. Oh! Yeah, you got your gain. Gotta have your gain. Your LPF, your subsonic frequency boost and stuff like that. Your inserts and your outserts if you want to strap them up. Put your bass cord right there. If you're not running that bass wire, that bass knob through this right here, which is cool to run it through there, and hopefully it never gets snagged and it continues to work. But another way to hook up a bass knob is through a line converter that has a little, what do they call it? Auxiliary little hole that you put it in there. It's great. Learn about line converters. They really help you out whenever your bass knob pretty much insert stops working, because the piece goes in right there. You know what I'm saying? It goes in right there, but everything is sensitive from day 1 to day 2. That goes in there pretty tight. If ever get snagged or you have some trouble out of your bass knob or whatnot, you got to run a line converter that has a little insert, a female insert for auxiliary cord that turns into your bass knob. It's good to do it that way just in case you have an amp that don't have one of these. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't have access to a bass knob. You run a line converter. And there's other advantages to running a line converter as well, like you can just tie up 2 speakers left and right. Well, rewind that. You could just take a speaker that's on the right side and the rear, and you could come off the positive and the negative. After you splice positive and negative, you could tie your wire up there, positive and negative, and then you run that down to the line converter. But on the line converter, you'll have, if it's a 2-channel line converter, you'll have a remote, you'll have a ground, and you'll have a hot. And you connect those up to your amplifier. And if you're running several amplifiers, you run the remote from the remote and vice versa as far as the hot and the ground. But for the most part, the other 4 wires, if it's a 2-channel line converter, you take, it'll be 2 for the left and 2 for the right that's coming off of the line converter. You take the 2 positives and you run those together, and the 2 negatives and run those together. That's from the line converter. What that does is that gives you balance still, because remember, you're coming off the rear left speaker or the rear right speaker. Say you're coming off the left rear speaker, you're coming off of 1 speaker, so everything would be on the left side running to your head unit. But when you run that wire spliced into the speaker, positive and negative, and then run it down to the line converter, which you have 2 positives and 2 negatives that you strap together, and then run that together, what you have is you still have balance. You won't be on all the way on the right side or all the way on the left side. You will be equal with balance. Everything will be in the rear as far as the RCAs that you plug those into the line converter, but at the same time you will still have balance. You know what I'm saying? And that opens you up to run 1 amp off of that rear right speaker. All right, and then you still have another speaker that's in the back, which is the left speaker. You could do the same thing with the line converter, splice into the positive and negative, and then run that to the line converter, and then have balance off the line converter with the positives together and the negatives together. Now you could run another amp So essentially what you could have is you could have your amp for your boom boom, like this one, connected on the rear right. And then you could have your amp you could have a 2 or 4 channel amp actually for your left speaker or whatnot. That's a whole nother setup. So therefore, when you're turning up your music and you shift it over to the right on the balance 2 times, that cuts down from your other amplifier, which all your highs, because your highs will get high in volume. You want those high in volume for clarity. But if you balance it over a couple times to the right, it'll cut down on the left amplifier just a little bit, so you have a great mixture of boom boom with highs. Now if you just want to run highs and want to run less boom boom, you can hit the balance over to the left a few times. That will take away from your amplifier that do the boom boom. It's a lovely setup. It's a lovely setup to do and whatnot. When you're running those line converters, that gives you the advantage. That gives you an extreme advantage of doing certain things. You also can run a two-way, well, not two-way, but 2-channel amplifier, you know what I'm saying? Or not two-channel amplifier, a 2-channel line converter, or you could run a 4-channel line converter, which leave you with 6 channels if you got a 2-channel line converter and you got a 4-channel line converter. You could run quite a bit. You could run multiple amps, you know, or you could run your 2-channel line converter off of that rear right speaker for your boom boom, and then you can have your 4-channel. That's the way I got mine. You have your 4-channel line converter off the left speaker. So now with that 4-channel line converter, you have 4 channels. Now you can run that to a 4-channel amp. Now you can have 2 channels to run your tweeters, you know what I'm saying? Your 3.5s or whatnot. And then you can have channel 3 and 4 to run like a 6x9 or 2 6x9s or 3 6x9s. But yeah, that's that advanced hooking it up. I like to hook up my systems like that instead of using a RCA cable that runs all the way to the head unit. Running an RCA cord all the way to the head unit, you can have what is known as that buzzing sound. When you hop in your SUV, your automobile, your vehicle, and you got that woo, that's that RCA cord running to the head unit. It creates a certain amount of noise. So you kind of cut that out of the mix when you run your RCA from your amp to your line converter. It cuts down on that noise, which is great. Which is extremely great. And that's about it with line converters. You got to know what you're doing. Hopefully I'll make some more videos to where I have my line converters hooked up, because I do have 2 of them, and one of them do take a bass knob or what. I'm running 3 of them. I've actually tied 2 of the 2-channel line converters. I've tied those up. What is it? I did remote to remote. I did the yellow to yellow, which is the hot to hot, which is the battery line, and I grounded them together. You know what I'm saying? That's 2. I got them pretty much tied up together. So I actually have those 2-channel line converters. That gives me 4 holes of RCA. So that gives me the advantage of running 2 amplifiers for the boom boom off of those 2-channel line converters, and then I have another line converter for the left side, which is actually a 4-way line converter. And the thing about these line converters, they do have little dial knobs, so you can dial it up just a little bit to get more noise. You really don't want more noise for your boom boom when you dial it up, but as far as your highs, if you wanted to just produce more highs, you probably would send it more into clipping. But you're talking about little smaller speakers or whatnot. They could pretty much take that or whatnot, because they're not doing too much. They're not heavy with the voice coils. They're just some little old speakers like these. Like these speakers. These. But anyways, let me hook this back up. Let me hook it back up. You gotta run these. I run those. I run those little. I think they're 3.5s. I run those. They don't kick out any bass, and I got them running to an amp, so they really don't kick out any bass. And I got them wired up, 2 of them. They're 4 ohm little 3.5s. Excuse me. And I got them wired up to 8 ohm. The way you take 2 4 ohm speakers, you take the speaker here and the speaker here, and you run the negative to the positive, and then you come off with the positive and the negative and go down to the amp or whatnot. That's how you put it in 8 ohm. The reason why I had to put it in 8 ohm, because these are little tiny speakers. They really need less power. So when you're running 4 ohm speakers to final impedance to an 8 ohm load, you take 8 ohm load, you're taking less power from the amplifier. You're sending less, your final impedance. So for those who understand that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying, everybody ain't gonna understand that type of stuff. You gotta get right with your knowledge. Your knowledge. I really gotta twist up my hair, man. These box sprays, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I gotta do something about these, man. Hair been in too long, man. But anyways, yeah, that's speaker stuff. I wanted to do this video for all the audio lovers, the ones that can't get enough bass in their life, the ones that just really like to enjoy listening to their music. But this video was mainly about this. This is the big boy, the big dog, the big girl, MT 2000.1. This is the one to have. This is the one to have. You could get this thing for $200. It's great. It's great. Don't buy anything. Don't buy anything. Look at that. It's even got the handwriting up there. 2087 watts by 1 at 1 ohm. You know what I'm saying? It's even got this is the power certificate. It came with everything. It came out the box, you know what I'm saying? Straight out the box. Even though they sent this thing, and they just had it like this. It wasn't in no extra box. I mean, when it was sent, everybody could see what it is, or see what it was. At the top plastic. Then you got your 700, your 1000, your 1500, and your 2000. Don't get any of these up top. You're not saving money by getting those. If you want to save money, don't spend money at all. But yeah, I got to really get my hair done for the holidays. It's been a minute since I got it done. Got a little slack on that type of stuff. Mainly because I be in cold weather. Cold weather, you don't be trying to show off your hair. It's too cold outside. Your forehead and your ears get too cold. That stuff will make your nose run. It's below 40 degrees. It ain't really time to be cute. It ain't really time to be cute when it's 40 degrees Fahrenheit or lower. And then we talking about maybe 30 degrees. Anyways, I'm gonna see what I could do. Make sure you like this video. Straight up. Make sure you like this video for me. Matter of fact, hit that like button. Woo! Look at that. That thing dirty too. Goodness gracious. Yeah, I need a hair wash. Need a hair wash, man. That's bad, man. That's sad, man. Dang, most people wouldn't even put this on tape, man. But you gotta keep it real, man. You gotta keep it real. And you can't have no shame in your game now. My gosh. This is bad. Oh, can't even get through it. The road is too cloudy. What is that? What is that? Oh my. You ever had a bad hair day? Have you ever had a bad hair day? There we go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Getting less friction. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on these days. Too much. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you like this video. I'm actually showing you how to do your hair too. You gotta have this type of hair though. This is what is known. Believe it or not, it's known as curly hair. But this is nappy roots. Nappy roots. See, all my life I've been po. And you just twist it up. Twist it up like that. It was box braided up. It's box braided up, but you could just... Shucks, I lost my spot. That's not good. Start over. Start over. Rewind. Man. Make sure you like this video. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button, shouty. My gosh. It's just a mess, man. It's just a mess. Twisting up for days. Be twisting up for days. What is that? What is that? What is that, man? What is that? Exactly what is that, man? It's beautiful, man. That's how some people be thinking. They think something is beautiful, but like it's beautiful. I've never seen anything more beautiful. Like, that is beautiful, man. How'd you do that? That is beautiful. You know how, like, that is beautiful. Like, nah, it's not really beautiful. That's what you be thinking to them. When you thinking about them, like, nah, that ain't beautiful. They think it's beautiful. Like, when you see one of them dogs, you be like, that's one ugly dog. But the dog owner, they love the dog. They think the dog is beautiful. And when you see somebody, like, dang, that joker is ugly. That joker, no, you don't say ugly. You say such and such look weird. Like, such and such look weird. But really, they don't look weird. They just unattractive. Like, such and such got a weird looking face. Like, such and such got a weird looking face. Like, nah, they just ugly. Or what is worse than ugly? You know, the one thing that's worse than being ugly is being unattractive. It's the bigger word. It's the bigger word, you heard? Anyways, make sure you like this video. Let y'all see this bad boy. Make sure you cop one of these. You know what I'm saying? Get one of these. It's worth it. It's $200 plus tax. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. Don't be trying to get the, let's see here. Don't be trying to get the 700. Even though you're going to get more than 700 watts. So don't get the 1,000. Don't get the 1,500. Where's my makeup artist? Get the 2,000. Don't think you're saving money by getting the 1,500 or the 1,000. You're not. I'm gonna let you know you're not saving money by getting the 1,500 or the 1,000. You're not, because you're still spending money. If you want to save money, don't spend it at all. If you want to save money, go ahead and buy yourself something nice. get the 2000. You know what I'm saying? Another reason why you want to get the 2000 is because you're going to have more than what you need. You know what I'm saying? This thing says they really made that look like a 7087. That's not true. That's actually a 2. We have to make that's actually a 2. But it looks like a 7. See, another reason why you want to get the 2000 is because you want more than what you need. You really do. You want to try to get more than what you need, but you got to look on YouTube and check out people videos that do amp dyno testing. There's some professionals out there, Big D. This is not a Mickey Mouse program. And you got to, like I say, this is not a Mickey Mouse program. You got to pretty much get more than what you need, okay? Because, you know, you're trying to boom, boom. You trying to be going down the main street, and people can be in Applebee's, you know, off to the side, and they can hear you before you get up there. You know what I'm saying? You want to be passing by the college, you know what I'm saying? Going down, you know what I'm saying? Going down the U.S. highway, and you want the students to be walking, and they hear you coming before you get there. And it used to be like that when I was back in college, back in 1998 and 99. You could hear certain people that had systems. You kind of be like, okay, that's such and such. That's that car. You know, you hear them coming. You hear them beating before they get to the stoplight. It's a unique sound. But you want to be like that, where you're heard. You want to be heard before you come around the block. You want to be pulling in the grocery store parking lot, way in the back. And then you may park on the side, but they could hear you through the thick concrete. A buddy of mine had a system in an Acura Integra. I think it was a 2-door. He had 312s. And I didn't know much about systems back then. I had a system as well, but he had 312s back there. And I'm pretty sure he had each 12 was a 4-ohm 12. And he had them all wired up, running to the amp. And I think that really gave him a 1.34 load. 1.34 ohm impedance, you know. I think his final impedance was 1.34, but you could really hear this guy. You could hear this guy when you're inside, because I used to work there at the grocery store, and I'd be in the break room, and it's all thick walls in the break room, and then the whole grocery store, the shopping center, has a thick wall too, but you still could hear him. It was like his bass was up in the air, and it was deep. Sounding good, like, yeah, somebody out there doing big things. Somebody out there doing big things. Sounded like some thunder out there. But anyways, you want to get more than what you need. You hear me? That's the reason why you get this amp. Because you're dealing with voltage. Sometimes you're dealing with 12.6, 14.1 off the alternator. So everything starts at a certain level. But then when you start turning your music up with bass, everything goes down because you produce heat and energy. So everything gets weaker. So you're not getting all of those watts because you have shared power with the rest of your electrical system. That's why it's always to get more than what you need. But you got to truly know that you're getting more than what you need. Like I say, you get on YouTube and you TikTok or whatnot, and you check out these amps and which one's been tested on the amp dyno, so you can see the numbers for the amp dyno and what you see as far as how it was tested. Obviously, that's a amp dyno tool device that you testing these amps. You know, it's like a signal. It ain't no shared power as far as with being able to drive down the road and still have a lot of watts. So everything goes down as energy is reduced and heat is created, oddly enough. So having something that gets you over 2,000 watts, you're going to get close to that, because you still have the efficiency. It's like punching a punching bag. You know, every punch ain't going to be as solid, as strong as the first 3 or 4. But you're going to have a continuous amount of punching that punching bag when you're punching it. And that will be the continuous power. So that's the main thing. You want to get more than what you need. Therefore, you still have a lot to work with or play with. Like, I don't have to run this amp at 1 ohm. I could run it at 2 ohms. You know what I'm saying? If I want to do that. But I probably won't do that because sometimes I get a little greedy. I'm not the only one. And there will be nobody throwing stones that haven't sinned. There will be nobody throwing any stones around here. So don't forget that. That's a jewel. Remember, there will be nobody throwing stones that haven't sinned. No. So when you think of people and what they've done and what they do or what they're about, if you haven't committed any stones, I want you to find them and throw some stones at them. But if you have committed some sins and you live in sin, which you have, don't be trying to throw no stones, because you are not the existence that will be judging them. Everybody will be judged based on all the bad things they've done. They won't be judged on the good things they've done, because you're supposed to do good things. Let me preach to you. Let me preach to you a little bit. But anyways, make sure you like this video. And by the way, can't forget, make sure you get on the internet and you Google Polyester Infinite King. Get this book, long-winded, written by me and my son. We made the cover. That's a picture from back in the 04. Make sure you get this book. You could get it on the internet. All you got to do is Google Polyester Infinite King, and this book will come up. It is called Long-Winded. We wrote this book. It's a good book. It's a real book. See the pages in there? There you go. And that's me on the back. Check me out. That's when I had short hair. Yep, get this book. Make sure you get that book. But we're trying to get people to get this book for everybody and their family, pass it around like a comb. But the main thing is for the kids and whatnot. This is not a kid book, but it's for you to give to your nephew, your brother, your cousin, your niece, your auntie, your uncle. You know what I'm saying? Your grandma, your grandpa. You know what I'm saying? Your neighbor, one of your favorite teachers. I want to get it, pass it around like a cone. We wrote this book, but mainly we want feedback, because me and my son, we think it's a great book that was written well. I think it came out very well, because it just did. And for the main part, it wasn't rushed. It was a process that was thought about over 4 to 6 years. You know, I was trying to be like, hey, I think I should write a book. You know what I'm saying? And finally got the book written and got it done, and it came out. It's got some incredible content. It has a mixture of definitely 5 stories in it. So it starts out with a story written by my son, and then it comes into a message written by me, and then the book starts where I start off writing again as well. And then within the book content, there's about 3 stories within the book. Within the book is meshed in the book. The stories is meshed in the book content, and then at the end, it's a bonus story at the end. For all you book readers and you book lovers, make sure you get Long-Winded today. Put it in your Amazon cart, your Barnes & Noble cart, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get it. But for the main part, after you get it and read it, make sure you critique it on Barnes & Noble, on Amazon.com. You know what I'm saying? Because we want your feedback as far as what you did and didn't like about the book. We really want your feedback. Because me, myself, I think it came out well. I think it came out pretty good. Make sure you like this video. This is 30 minutes of content. I even did one of my braids. Well, it's not a braid, it's a double up. I got to do the rest of my hair. I might do 3. I might do 3 in the next hour, and then do 3 tonight, and then do another 3 when I get up tomorrow, living nothing happen, and then do another 3 tomorrow night, living nothing happen, and then do another 3 Sunday when I get up, living nothing happen, and then I do another 3 Sunday night before I go to bed, living nothing happen. But anyways, make sure you like this video. Make sure you say your prayers. Make sure you be thankful for all that you got and all that you get. Live righteously. Pay your tithes, 10%. If you make $1,200 on that paycheck, make sure you pay $120, and that's before taxes. Remember that. Pay your tithes, live righteous, and you will be amongst the angels around you. You will have helpers everywhere. You won't have to worry about a dollar. Put God first and sow a seed. If you don't want to give it to your local church, you could give it to a church in a different city or town. If you don't want to give your 10% to those type of churches, you can send your tithes to World Outreach Church. It's in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, 1921 New Salem Highway, zip code 37128. That's where I send my tithes. World Outreach Church. I've been sending my tithes there for years. Been mainly off and on. I kind of backslid and got off and looked at how my life was. And then I was like, dang, let me get on. And then I was on. And then I kind of backslided again, like, hey, let me pay debt. And then looked at how my life was going. I'm like, hey, let me get back on. So I'm on. I'm official. I send 10% of all my earnings, if not a little bit more. It never hurts to send 11% or 12%. All that's asked in Malachi, it's not a little request. It's not a suggestion that is stated. It says bring. It's not a commandment, but it is an order. Bring. Read Malachi. You will see this is not a suggestion, not some advice. It says bring. It's an order. It's not a commandment. It's not one of the commandments. You're not breaking a commandment if you don't pay your tithes. But you're not sowing the seed of faith. It's an extra sowing seed of faith. You got to be able to give in order to receive. But you don't give just so you can receive. You give because you should. But yeah, all this asked for is 10%. So when you get paid, you take, like, boom, my check was $1,700.89. Okay. So, you gotta send, you might as well send $178, $180, to tithes. There's nothing wrong with that. You take that out first. Boom. I'm gonna tithe that. Then you look at what you got left. Boom. Any bills due? Hey, boom. There's some bills due. I'm gonna pay these bills. So my lights don't get cut off, or something else got to be paid. My cell phone get paid. So I don't pay extra late fees and that. Okay. Take care of those bills that's immediately due. If you don't have a bill immediately due, you're kind of living your life the right way because you don't have a bunch of bills. But if you do have a bill that's immediately due, and if you don't pay it, it's going to be a late fee, go ahead and pay that immediately due bill. And then boom, you still got some money left. Now, like boom, is there food and water in the crib? Got to make sure there's food and water in the crib. I know the cost of living as far as food has increased. But what you want to do is you want to not eat out, really. But if you eat out off the dollar menu. You know what I'm saying? Get something, get 2 items. You know what I'm saying? Drink water. Don't drink no soda, no tea, or none of that. Don't pay for that. Don't get any combos. But mainly do your grocery shopping. But shop for your groceries cheap. You may have to get noodles. You may have to get chili and beans. You may have to get a bag of broccoli. You may have to get some bananas. You may have to get some apples. You may have to get some fruit cups. You know what I'm saying? You may have to get a small bag of chicken. You got to stretch it out. You got to eat cheaper because you don't really need to eat all that food anyway. Because a lot of the times the food that you're eating is only killing you. So you want to eat less. That's pretty much. You may want to get some rice. You know what I'm saying? You may want to get some of those $1.27, $1.37, bags of instant potatoes. You know what I'm saying? You may want to get some peanut butter and jelly, but not too much jelly. You may want to get a box of macaroni and cheese. You know what I'm saying? You may want to get, what's that other thing? Well, you got your rice, your instant rice. Oh, yeah, you may want to get you a big old box of grits. You know what I'm saying? You want to eat cheaper. You don't want to get any sodas. You don't want to get any sweet tea. Make sure you get a case of water or two for the family or whatnot. You just wanna cut down on that, and now you wanna ingest this into your body, but in small rates. You know what I'm saying? And if you do eat out, make sure you do the survey on the back of the receipt so you could get buy one get one free next time you go to that restaurant. You want to cut down on all that eating, because you're gonna be, you're gonna be looking good. You're gonna be looking sharp. You're gonna be looking at your height, and then like looking on the internet. This is my height. This is supposed to be my weight. It's gonna be correct. You don't want to be overweight, putting a whole bunch of food in your body, walking around with a big old stomach with love handles and stuff like that. You really don't need any of that. That's unhealthy. All that body fat you have to carry around. You want to be looking sharp and good. Therefore, you can move around. It's better on your joints. It's better on your organs. So don't put all that food, which is trash, in your body. You want to cut down on that type of stuff. Eat less. So after you get the food and the water in your crib, and that was after you paid the immediate bill, you still got some money left. So now, after you do that, now it's time to pay you. It's time to pay yourself. So you take some money. You made $1,700.89. You take some money, you put it in your bank account. You know what I'm saying? You take about $75. Boom, you put that in your bank account because you got to pay yourself. You did all that work. Now you still got some money left. Now you want to do your investments. You want to invest between $35 and $100. And if you made less, you just drop those numbers down a little bit. Now you take that and you invest that. You invest that in one stock. You just put that over there. And then, boom, you want to have another bank account to where you just put $25 in it. And that's for the emergency. And that's not for the emergency. That $25 is so you never go broke. You put the money in the other little bank in your savings. You know what I'm saying? Put a little bit of money there. And after that, you may or may not have any money left over. You probably will if you made $1,700.89 and you put $180 to your tithes, but you had that $1,700.89. That was before taxes. So your check might have been maybe $1,400.10, maybe $1,300.90. You know what I'm saying? Give or take after you take out for Social Security and your FICA, depending on which state you live in. But either way, you got to know the order. You say your prayers. You thank Jesus every day before you move out of that bed. You say your prayers at night. Be thankful. You treat people with respect. You know what I'm saying? Treat people with respect and try to live righteous. Try to get all that good that you could get in your life. You work hard out here or get your money to work for you. Either way, but make sure you tithe your money, 10% tithe, then boom. Any immediate bills, boom, got to pay those because I can't take any late fees. That's next. Then boom, put food and water in the crib, and then boom, start paying yourself. Holler back at your boy. Make sure you like this video.